What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Struggling Day Trader channel. The name is Hassan, and this channel is about my struggle to become a profitable day trader. Been trading about 3 years now. Feel like I'm almost there, but still struggling with a few things. Anyway, I'm sharing my journey with you guys. Streaming live every market open. You guys can see my entries, exits, all that good stuff. If you'd like to join me on my journey, hit that like button and subscribe, man. For now, let's go over my trades for the day. Good day today, man. Good day. I felt the last few times I got stopped on the wrong side on my 5 minute opening range breakout, I could feel it, and it's kind of got me thinking about waiting the first 15 minutes, but I don't know, man. I think that 1R might be worth the FOMO of of just trying it because it broke the 5 minute opening range. This is a pretty good setup though. I mean, you know, got the bounce off VWAP here and kind of pulls back at the open and then breaks the high. That's a pretty good setup. Um, so that's pretty much all I did. Let me get this in the picture here. All right. So this is on the 2 minute, but basically I took the 5 minute opening range here. It pulled back to VWAP, and honestly, whenever I see this, the move is over. And even though it kind of bounced and popped, this is not a good setup. This almost always ends up crashing through VWAP. So really, instead of adding here, I should have just tightened up my stop. But I was like, basically, if it's going up, then I want more shares, and I'm raising my stop after the add to 1R anyway, so it's still going to be a 1R loss. But I could have probably cut that. I mean, it was less than 1R. It was actually less than 1R loss. So, I mean, I'm not mad about how I managed that. But really, man, these big red candles, that's the end of the move. I have a really hard time exiting a trade that hasn't stopped me out because I see a sign that it's reversing. Like, because, anything can happen. So, yeah, I just would have a really hard time treating the trade as if it's broken before it's made a lower low. So I'm not mad about that. It's kind of what I have to do, just being me. And so when I see it flushing down VWAP, of course I'm switching sides. I'm going over to the TQs. I started doing the TQs today just because the leverage made sense and it's cheaper, more shares. So I took this break over VWAP. Now I was discussing with myself whether or not this was a rule break because I entered on the 2. Now, I really like this entry though. Like, if I was gonna enter a trade on the 2, this would be it. The big push over VWAP, right? This blue line is the opening range, the top of the opening range. So we trade up the opening range, we pull back, and then break the high. That's a pretty good entry. Now, seconds after this entry, the 5 minute triggered, and I could have just instead of this entry here, I could have taken this entry on the next candle, and there would have been no question whether or not I broke the rules. So I'm just gonna have to say I broke the rule again today. I could have just waited literally seconds and took this entry, but it was still a really good trade. It was a really good trade. Higher high, higher low to VWAP added, and this thing started pushing fast, and so I definitely took my profits there. You got to take profits there. Yeah, so I basically split my stop up. I had 25 shares at this point, so I split my stop and dragged up 20. I think, was that a 2 minute? Yeah, I was being pretty aggressive on. I think I switched down to the 2 minute just so I could see the candles, and I was dragging it up, capturing as much as I could. And then once we got up there to the top, I think I held it underneath. I was holding underneath 56, and then it broke up to 56.50 ish, and I dragged it up to the quarter and stopped out at 24, 56.24. So that was cool. And then I left my 5 shares. And bruh, when it pulled back down to VWAP right here, I wanted to drag my stop down so bad. My stop was at 55.14, and I just wanted to tuck it underneath this low right here. It didn't even touch VWAP, man. It stopped me out and pretty much turned right around, man. That sucked. So yeah, I had a little bit of FOMO there. I really wanted to engage it all the way up. I was going back and forth with my guy HH in the chat though. He was really bearish on it, and I was just like, bro, what do you mean? This is clearly going up, you know? And but once it broke high of day, I was like, I'm getting in. So I got in high of day, added here, which got kind of scary, but my stop placement was impeccable. Alhamdulillah. And survived the pullback and got the pop. I didn't get the high, but I once it started here, it was just getting so late in the day. I was like, man, I got to get out. So I just dragged my stop up tight, and it stopped me out and kept on going though. Sheesh. Yeah, so stopped me out. I got another like 1.5 R on this. I risked 5 on this last trade. So the rest of I was risking 10, and then I risked 5 on this last trade and got a little more than an R on that. So man, this is a killer trade. This is a killer trade. Just really working on not being attached, you know, like getting stopped out on the SQs instead of sitting here focusing, like wanting to get this loss back and wanting to, you know, catch it going back up. Hey, once that thing's below VWAP, it's out of play for me. And if the SQs are below VWAP, that means the Qs are above VWAP, you know? So the safest position entry on this would have been waiting for the break of the high. And then on this pullback, I could have added. But yeah, so this was honestly a bit of a rush in because, you know, I've seen this happen before where it retakes VWAP and then comes back down. But this taking of VWAP was super aggressive. So it wasn't like a casual trade up over VWAP, you know, nice and slow. This was an aggressive move up. So I felt like it was a good spot to try and catch the trade. If you just look at the 2 minute tells it all to me. This was gravy. Very good trade. I could have added here, but I've really been trying to not add on the 2 minute. I've been trying to do everything on the 5 minute because like the essence of how I want to trade exists on the 5 minute. Like I want to get a good entry, safe stop, and I want to ride the entire run up, you know. So that requires me to trade on the 5 to stay in the trade as long as possible. Trading on the 2 will get me a really good entry, but managing on the 2 will get me stopped out. So yeah, it's kind of like a back and forth, but you know, this is a really good play. And I don't know, man. I could have waited. I could have waited to avoid the rule break. I could have waited for the 5 minute to trigger. Yeah, that's what I should have done. Just wait for the 5 minute to trigger next time. No big deal. I didn't even realize how close my entry was to the end close of this 5 minute candle. It literally, as soon as I got in, the candle closed and then this one triggered and I added. So, yeah, just got to be more patient. The FOMO has I've controlled FOMO a lot by just trading the cues because it's not really much to miss because you're looking at it. You know what I mean? Um, but there's still these times where you want to get the best entry possible. This is like the first sign that things are changing, right? But you can definitely wait for more confirmation. Break over the higher day, higher high, higher low. There's a safer way to approach this trade. But FOMO is what makes, like, you know, the market's moving crazy right now. And I just didn't want to miss, you know, a good entry. But this still is not a bad entry up here. So, yeah, I could have been a bit more patient. I could have been a bit more patient. I still got to leave the counter at 0 because if that would have stopped out, if that trade would have stopped out, I would have been like, rule break. I broke the rule. Shouldn't have done that. I knew better. All those things. So yeah, it's a rule break. But man, today was a really good day of trading. It was a really good day of trading. Yesterday, I had a really good start. Man, I didn't even tell y'all what happened yesterday. First trade yesterday on the SQs, 5R, right? And then I traded it all away. Not to break even, to a big red. Like, bruh, ridiculous. Ridiculous. I recorded a review video before that happened, but it felt so disingenuous to try to upload that after knowing I had a red day, you know. And I didn't have time to record another video, nor did I have the emotional desire to sit here in front of you guys. But yeah, yesterday was a bad day, but all those days are experiences that are creating the trader that I'm trying to be. So the pain of yesterday of trading away my good morning, my excellent morning, my could have been no rule break day, that that changes me, that affects me, that makes me want to do things differently. And today I came in with a pretty cool head, and I've made it so simple for myself that the room to fail has gotten a lot more narrow. It's definitely not gone because I'm still making mistakes, but I definitely have gotten myself to a nice place where I feel like I can take these last few steps to really cross that line over to profitability. I hope. I hope. We'll see. uh, but yeah, man, it's just it's become come in here, sit down. Is the market going up? Yeah, okay. Take 5 minute opening range breakout. Is the market going down? Okay. Switch to the Qs. 5 minute opening range breakout. Stop under the low. Add on a higher high, higher low. And stop to break even at 2R. And then once we get to 3R, it's time to start capturing profit. You know? It's very simple. It's very simple. So we'll see how it goes, man. We'll see how it goes. It feels like it's everything that I needed, but it's also very clear that no matter how good your strategy is, no matter how well you curate your trading environment, your software, the things that you watch, your indicators, mentors, chat rooms, all of that, none of that stuff is going to help if you can't follow rules. If you cannot be disciplined and do what you said you were going to do, what you've established as the plan, if you cannot follow that, if I cannot follow that, I will fail. I have no doubts. I have no doubts. I will not make it. I have erased so many great trades, great days, great weeks, a great month by making mistakes. Not by taking trades that set up according to my strategy and it just didn't work out. No, literal mistakes, like rule breaks, have been the cost, the cost, the cause of my losses. Man, we just made a new high again on the Qs. Yeah, if I had all day, I probably would still be in the Qs. I got really aggressive with my stop because it just looked like it was over. Um, yeah, man, that's really all it is. That's my whole focus now. It's just the rules, the rules, the rules, the rules. It's hard to get on me real bad about the 2 minute. Like the real rule breaks are like buying in the middle of the range. It's not at VWAP. It's not at high of day. It's just in the middle of a range, making a random higher low. That's a huge rule break. Buying after a lower high, lower low. huge rule break, buying after a really long topping tail, all those types of things. Um, Trading past my max loss. Those are the things that are really killing me. My entries and exits are getting really good. They're getting really good. It's the other stuff that's killing me. So just got to dial that in. The trade management and the day management, meaning once you have 2 losses, maybe 3, the day's over, man. Ain't no getting it back. We'll get it back tomorrow. We'll get it back tomorrow. All right, cool. I'm gonna see you tomorrow. That's how it's gotta be. That's gotta be the vibe. Ah, okay. All right, I'm gonna see you tomorrow. We'll be back. I'll be back. Forget about trying to just the day is insignificant. And if I get chopped up 3 times, that means the market environment is not one that I have an edge in. I'm not reading the market well. This is not my type of price action. Chopped up 3 times. All right, cool. I get it. I get it. I'll come back tomorrow. You know. Yeah, just like making too big of a deal out of one bad day, one red day, or one red trade. Just let it go, man. No big deal. No big deal. This is a marathon, right? This isn't a one-day trading competition. This is a career that I'm trying to start that I hope will span many years. So, gotta keep it business, man. Gotta keep it business. But yeah, man, awesome day today. The market's wild right now. I don't even, the market is so wild right now. I don't know what to expect for tomorrow. This is a very big pullback. So I hope it doesn't pull back more. But it was due. But yeah, I hope it doesn't pull back more. I want the market to thrive. I want prices to go up, even though they fall faster than they go up, and the SQs could be pretty lit for a few weeks or whatever. But I don't like preying on the downfall of the market. That's why I kind of like the SQs. I don't feel like I'm selling against the market, even though I don't know if they are or not. I think it's like some kind of Hindu with options and all that stuff. But anyway, I'm rambling again. 17 minutes. All right, so yeah, just do what I did today again tomorrow. That's a wrap. That's all I gotta do. High day breakouts been nice to me, man. I haven't traded those in a long time, but they've been really nice to me, man. I think I'm gonna have to add that to the strat, yo. Um, High day breakout. Yeah. All right, y'all. I ain't gonna hold you too long. That's all I wanted to go over. Things are going well, and just trying to be disciplined. Trying to be disciplined. In every aspect of my life, I'm working on this right now. Not just the trading, but I'm trying to become a more disciplined person so that this will be a little less daunting of a task for me. But anyway, man, appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Hit that like button and subscribe. Be safe out there in the markets and the world. Peace.